the county, um, and all the representatives so that we have a good understanding of what the situation is. After we have those presentations, we're going to open it up for questions. At the end of the questions and the presentations are over, there'll be a public comment period. If you have questions or public comment, you need to put the cards up here. We're going to take them in the order in which they're received. Does that make sense? David is in the back. He will pick them up, any questions, and bring them up here. Becky Levesque will be our timekeeper. You'll have 3 minutes to address any one of the questions that you'd like to ask them. We just want to try to make sure we get through everyone's questions and that not one set of questions, no matter how important, would monopolize. I want to let you know that we worked hard to try to bring to you a group of people that can really answer your questions and to respond to any concerns that you have. So this evening we have representatives from the Southern California Gas Company, from Supervisor Mike Antonivich's office, Los Angeles County Fire Department Health and Hazards Division, Los Angeles County of Los Angeles Public Health, South Coast Air Quality and Management District, DOGGR, which is the Division of Oil, Gas, and Geothermal Resources. There's representatives from Councilmember Englander's office and Mayor Garcetta's office. And although it is in county property, we have representatives here from the Los Angeles Fire Department because if there was an incident, they would be the first responders. So we wanted to make sure that they were here as well. And then I see that we now have someone here from Palby's office as well. So we have good representation, hopefully to get questions answered for you. That's what they're here for, and to try to just make sense and see where we're going from here. So our first presenter is going to be the gas company, and they're going to just give us some background and explain what's going on.
Well, good evening, everyone. I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. My name is Brett Lane. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Southern California Gas. And with me tonight is my Senior Vice President of Gas Operations, Jimmy Cho. So we're going to walk through a few slides with you, hopefully give you a little background, hopefully a little better understanding of what we're dealing with. And the other element I'd like to thank is we work closely and we continue to communicate with the various agencies, both from a regulated standpoint as well as some of the legislative constituencies that we have. You know, the one thing I would say right up front on this is we always try to learn from these, and I can tell you definitely, I don't think we did a very good job communicating with you initially. We're trying to improve, and we will continue to improve. The other thing I would like to offer, at least for myself personally, is to apologize to all of you, to all of those in the community. We definitely hear your concerns, and hopefully tonight and as we go forward, we can continue to answer any questions that you have. So this is kind of what we know right now. A little over a week and a half ago, Friday evening, one of our technicians doing the normal patrol in the field arrived at this one site with wells and had a strong odor of gas. That technician called the appropriate departments within our company, and we began assessing the situation to address it, find out what we actually have to ultimately stop the leak that was occurring at that time. So a little bit about it. The well in particular that we have at this storage facility, that well is actually at about 3,000 feet elevation. It's quite a bit above us. From a distance-wise, it's over 1.5 miles from any of the closest residents that we have around. And, you know, as far as what we have up there, this is the gas that comes in your home for heating and cooking. The vast majority of it, high 90% wise, is methane, lighter than air. It goes up. What you smell is the odorant that we put in the gas, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as we move forward.
So a lot of you have been smelling the odorant, and I want to address why that's there.
Can you explain to me?
Oh, my name is Jimmy Cho, Senior Vice President of Gas Operations and System Integrity for the company. Natural gas by itself is odorless. So what we call mercaptive, or the odorant is how we refer to it, is put into natural gas as a safety precaution. And it's designed to be definitely something that you smell. And I know that's been an issue for all of us in the room. But it is put in because natural gas by itself does not have an odor. You would not be able to detect it with your nose without it. As Brett may have mentioned, that the area that we're talking about is about 3,000 feet up in elevation on the mountain, and is also about over a mile from the nearest property boundary of the residential development. We also have tonight with us folks from County Public Health who will help us address questions you may have around the health impacts.
Again, there's multiple agencies that we work with. You know, we're a regulated company, and through that we've worked during this event with the various agencies, which again on the slide you can see includes the County Public Health Department, both LA County and LA City Fire, and we've had them on site looking at the situation. We work closely with them, as well as the South Coast Air Quality Management District. We've kept the local elected officials informed. From a regulated side, our overall jurisdiction regulation up to the wellhead is the California Public Utilities Commission. As far as the wells themselves, that's regulated by the Division of Oil and Gas, and we've had them closely involved. The representative tonight can answer the questions, but we've had one of their engineers on site pretty much through the whole event. So I'll give you a little recap of what we've done. And again, as we focus on this, our prime core focus, our core values, the safety of all of you, and the safety of our employees, and the safety of the contractors that we have up there working right now. From a safety side right now, as far as how we look at it, again, once our crews rolled, we brought in our normal responders that we have inside. We assess the well and how we would normally address an issue like this where we may have a leak. Again, we saw this one was a little different. We did see seepage in the ground up there. It's very, very localized of where we see it. As we further assessed and made our normal attempts to stop the leak, and as we went through this, we realized this one was different. And this is when we actually called in outside experts. They're probably, if not the top, one of the top 2 in the world that do these types of responses for well control. They arrived, I believe it was Saturday night, and began their initial assessment on what we can do to stop the leak. I can tell you I've been up there with them since that. I'm up there every day as part of this effort, and as we move forward.
Part of what we're doing right now is making sure that the air is safe, that we can work in it, and we're also making sure that we're testing the air in your neighborhoods and your homes and communities. We're collecting air samples as well as doing ambient air monitoring with a meter on the spot. We have a set of locations which we are monitoring twice daily, once in the morning, once in the evening. And this is the minimum that we are doing. We want to make sure that we have a good sense of what's happening. In addition, we have received calls from customers complaining or reporting gas odor, gas leaks. So as we have those, we also send personnel there to respond and do surveys. And on the site, we have several individuals that are constantly monitoring the air and the methane as we do the work at the facility. I'm sorry, Brett. I do want to let you know, we have the sample reports posted and available on our website at SoCalGas.com. I want to make you all aware that that information is now available.
The one thing it might be useful again is what is it we have up there? It's not a big tank that's in the ground. The formation that exists up there, it's actually been formed over millions of years, and it trapped over that time oil and gas. This up there was discovered and was produced starting in the 50s. And again, what does that look like? Well, our formation, it's about 8,000 feet under the ground, and where it's at, it's basically a sand. And they probably think, how can gas, flow and move in that sand? Well, the easiest way to describe it is, if you took a bunch of marbles and put them in a glass jar, and the spaces between the marbles, that's called pore space. Well, if you took that sand out of that, and it really looks like a huge chunk of rock is what it looks like. Sometimes it's hard to think sand can flow, but actually if you looked at that through a microscope, you would see those same pores. That's what's down there. Sitting on top is a very, very tight kind of rock, and again, this is something Mother Nature has formed over time, and that's how originally the oil and gas was there. And so when we came in, this field went into operation in 71 and 72. And so we've been operating up there since that point in time. We do quite continuous different types of monitoring and our measurements, obviously a 24/7 operation as we move forward. Now back to what we're dealing with. Again, as our experts came in and started their assessment, the one thing about this process, and especially because of this difference, and these are rare events when you have something like this happen, the leak, it is a very methodical process in how they approach it, because ultimately it's about safety, the safety of all of you, the community, and in particular the people that are working up there in that environment. And so it's methodical as we go along. We further assess, identify the best ways to try to stop the leak that we have. We began with some initial assessments through last week. As we went in and did those different processes, we realized we needed some highly specialized equipment. That equipment we ultimately brought in. The last 2 days, we've been setting this equipment up, of getting it ready. This is a picture of the well site. I think it was taken yesterday as we got this equipment ready. And we'll probably begin operations with it tomorrow to see if it will ultimately, if we can get in to stop the leak. This operation by itself will probably take a few days to see if we can be successful with this. We always think about what's needed in the next step if we're not successful here. As Jimmy said, we continue to monitor that area continuously while any of us are up there from a safety perspective. Again, I would like to offer my apology to all of you as far as the questions, the concerns that you have for you, your family, your neighbors that you have in this area. I live in the valley, I understand on that. We're tirelessly working on this issue to try to resolve this as fast as we can. And again, we have, our view, some of the best experts in the world up there of attempting to bring this to a resolution as fast as we can. We do have, as mentioned, a lot of information available on our website, SoCalGas.com, as well as on Facebook as well. We're posting updates.